just still hasn't quite sunk in every time we go to games that there's going to be no fans there. So obviously, the sooner we can get them back, the better. And I think it'll be better for football, every single football club up and down the country, obviously, but for players as well to be playing in front of fans again. Even if we can get it for a couple of games this year or whatever, it'll just give you a little taste of what's to come next year, I think, because it'll just raise everyone's game by 10-20% at least, I think, especially for the more experienced lads. It's something that they've never had to deal with since they were 16, sort of thing. But whereas the younger lads coming up, they deal with it with 23s and everything. But it just doesn't feel right still. But that's no excuse for the position that we are in the league and the results that we've had. We should be doing a lot better than what we have done. And we're conceding too many chances, too many goals, and at the other end we have relied a lot on set plays at the start of the season, but the last few weeks we've been a lot more prolific in open play. So it's just trying to find the right balance, and we need to get that sooner rather than later. It has been absolutely brilliant, and as a goalie, all you want is confidence from your manager. You want to know that he's got your back whatever happens. And it's not something that he said to me when he was manager. It was something that he said to me, like, I think at the start of the or a few weeks into the season. He went, "You could keep going till you're beyond 40." And to know that then that man is picking a team and he's got that belief and confidence in you that you could go on for as long as that, it really makes you feel $1 million, and it makes you want to do well for Pewey even more than what you usually would, because you know he's backing you and you know how he is. I don't think the pitch would have been conclusive to playing good football on tomorrow. So hopefully, and as well, hopefully maybe the game can be arranged for later on in the season, maybe April time, and fans can be back. So it's frustrating because we wanted to bounce back after last week, and we knew what a tough game was going to be against Newport. But hopefully it gives Gibbo a bit more time to recover as well, and another week into Manny and the new lads who have come in to see the squad and things like that. But yeah, obviously frustrating because we want the game to be on. Of course we did, but like I say, if we can get fans back in for the rearranged game, then I'd take tomorrow being called off all day long. The way he picked up the injury was such a shame. So you don't mind if you do it in shooting or do it in a game or whatever, but to pick it up on just slipping on the snow was a really difficult one for him. But I'm sure he'll come back and he'll be stronger, and the muscles will get stronger, and he'll be back. But he's a fantastic, really, really great bloke to have around the place, and I really like working with him. Pewey's been really well backed by Carol and the board, and I'm sure he keeps saying he's really grateful, as the lads are as well, because there was a stage where we were really light on numbers, and you look at Mansfield, we had kids on the bench and Bradford who are nowhere near ready to play. So yeah, we're obviously delighted to get the numbers in, and again, the squad looks really strong. We managed to do 11v11 on Tuesday, so that was a good practice, and like I say, got minutes into Manny, and Will Swan's come in, looked really sharp in training as well. He's a great finisher, and Muzzy stepping up from 23s football. It's a big step up, and the pace of the game is quicker, but you can see day by day he's getting used to it, and he's getting used to the speed of the game. Who else coming? Curtis, obviously everyone's seen what Curtis is like, and I'm sure that goal is just around the corner. But he's a real physical presence and works really hard, and another great lad around the place. And Tommy, I've probably spent more time with Tommy than anyone at the club. And he's 20 years old, and sometimes you forget that he's 20 years old. He's 2 years older than the youth team players. So he's great in one-on-one situations and really good with his feet. And he's the biggest compliment. Forget his goalkeeping attributes because they're fantastic. But coming from Man City, like he could have been a bit big time, but he's far from it. And he's definitely got a big future in the game. And like I say, I've really enjoyed working with him. And like I say, he's just going to keep. He comes in, works really hard, and just wants to get better and better. And he's a great lad, and I've really enjoyed working with him. Mike Stow and David Seaman, because obviously you know Stowley at Wolves. He was my hero. He was like the goalie for Wolves, and I was fortunate enough that when I went to Wolves Academy, he was goalie coach there. So it was like, wow, that's Mike Stow. And I ended up when I got released from Wolves at 18, I was working part-time in a sports shop, and I got a call from Mike and invited me down to Bristol City to train with him, and I ended up signing there to the end of the season and living with his family and everything. That's the biggest break I've ever had in my career, because I'd probably still be working in that sports shop now. But yeah, and then the other one was Dave Seaman. As I said, he was Mr. Consistent. He probably made a mistake once every 10 games or whatever, and that's what you aim to do as a goalie. I think if you make under like 5 absolute howlers a season, like balls bobbling over your foot, then you've had a good season. But he was so consistent. He never did anything like it's just brilliant. Really positive move from the club. He's got bags of experience, and he's so passionate when he talks and things like that. And he just wants hard work. He's worked at the championship level with some top players, and I think bringing someone like him in to help the board and advise things and help with recruitment and everything can only be the benefit to everyone at the football club, not just the players, but the whole infrastructure. We've not really had too much time with it at the minute, because I think he's been busy trying to sort the manager out or whatever. But I actually met him when I left Aberdeen. I don't know if he remembers, but I went up and met him when he was Bury manager, and I had a really good chat with him for a couple of hours, and thought, he's going to sign me. And then a few weeks later, he signed Chris Kirkland instead. So I still need to ask him about that, but I'm sure that'll come in time. But no, he's like I say, he's come in, and he's straight away in training when he's watching people like raise the standard sort of thing. As not that the standard was bad in the first place, but when someone new comes in, whether it's a player, trialist, everyone just wants to impress. And but yeah, no, he's going to be great to work with, I think, and great for everyone at the football club. The obvious one for me, or one or two, has been Tom Conlon, especially since he took over the armband. He's leading by example, and he's been absolutely fantastic since he took over from the armband. I think it shows just how much it means to him wearing that armband. He's a local lad, and like I say, he was brilliant before, and he stepped up his game even more. And he's great until he comes and asks you for money for fines. That's the only fault I'll give him. And Devante, I think he's just got everything. He's quick, strong. He literally has every attribute to be a top player. And sometimes in games when he goes past people, you're just like, wow. But you want him to do it every time. But I'm sure in time he's got 9 goals already, I think, in the league this season, and I'm sure there's many more to come. I think we're 9 points off the bottom 2, aren't we? Off the top of my head, and that's not enough. We should be well clear of them. We want to get in the top half, and I think a top half finish is where we should be looking, and anything else beyond that is a bonus. There's still so many games to play for, even though we're mid-February. We've played 28 games. There's still, I should know this after doing all my maths. There's still 18 games of the season to play, and it's a lot of games. But we should be aiming to get in the top half definitely, and then see what's what then. But there's a lot of lads out of contract, and like myself, and we've got to prove to the new manager that we want to be part of the plans for next season. It'll be good because we're overnight. It'll get everyone together, and when you go overnight, for some reason, it just seems to get the team all together, and like on overnight, having dinner, breakfast, you're with everyone for 48 hours, and it's like a bit of a holiday at the minute. That's the only holiday you can go on. But no, I think they've recruited really well. They took Nick Freeman from Wickham, who's a fantastic player, I know well. But they were a good team. They got Angel up front, DJ out wide. They've got goals in their team, really good from set plays, which is what you need in this league. But it's a great ground to play at and a really good pitch there. So I'm sure we'll go there and we're full of optimism and hopefully get the 3 points.